what I'll just give you an example. So basically, sir, we'll again go back to our core module, wherein this module, the package has been developed using this Tally XML integration, right? So this is
Okay.
something which is there. So for data insertion, we will be using the standard Tally documentation as has been given. Okay, so Tally sir has basically got two methods of entry. One is using an XML, and the second is using something called a TDL, Tally Development Language. Right. Now,
Yeah.
now as far as the TDL method goes, sir, we are not going to be approaching you because you yourself are a master at it. So I will not get into it. But we can discuss what is the difference between the XML and the TDL and what we understood to be summarized benefits of all these videos. There are a lot of videos which Tally as third party applications, all these, and in terms of the XML request is done, right? So, sir, first of all, is that for us to do any any insertion, what we basically need is, say you take a day book, right, and you take a say a particular voucher here, right? This is a voucher. Now, sir, for this particular voucher, let's go to the vouchers and export with the transactions, right? And within the export under the transactions, sir, you can also include the dependent masters if you want. So we need that XML copy with us. So sample. So suppose you have a particular client who has got, because there are a lot of options within Tally for entering vouchers. So client may have got multiple must have could have multiple data entry methods. So what we need is that, okay, fine, you just give us that XML voucher here. So for example here, and this is for the 30th September I need. So I just say 30th 9th 2024, 30th 9th 2024, and I go here, sir, and I accept, right, and I export. So when I export it, sir, then from here, sir, I'll get the transaction XML, right?
Yes.
And what will happen is, sir, is that based on the transaction XML which is they're going to come from the Tally, then I will fit it into the Python code, right?
Okay.
So you have to
Yeah.
indicate to me whether masters are also going to be included or not going to be included. So let's assume that you say no, masters will be taken care of. So I'll take this XML code here and then fit it into the Python code. Now, sir, the difference where I found with respect to the TDL, and I was not probably we were not very clear on this, is is that once we come down to what we call the voucher. So I'll go down to the voucher here. Right. So in Tally, what happens is this remote ID is offered. Now,
Yes.
this remote ID is sort of a surrogate key from your external application, because you've asked for a web app, right? Web application, right? So, in order to
Yeah.
prevent the duplicates, we have actually used this remote ID extensively. Hello, sir.
Okay.
Right. So that I don't get a duplicate. Right. The remaining things I will plug it in based on your web app input, or the this thing is there. Now, as far as your transaction, the masters are concerned, so within the masters, sir, we extensively use add dup combine. Okay. So if I go here, Tally difference, and if I go here, so here in the master sample import, what I will be doing is, if I'm importing the masters here, then, sir, here I'll be constantly using the add dup combine here. Add dup combine will basically, what it will do is, it will combine the opening balances of the ledgers. So if it's 15 here and 20 in the Tally, then it will make it 35.
Okay.
Right, that's one thing. Now, the pros and the cons which I will tell you is that this will assume, our method will assume that Tally acts as a web server. So in our particular case, sir, before you get into it and before you commit to the client, because this thing is there, what it means is that if you run the local in the Tally machine, just one second. if you take this particular tally machine and if you type http://local host colon 9000, then that tally server machine should be running. So if it's not running,
Yes.
then we cannot go forward.
Yes.
Right, so it's a web server. So we will look into all these things. So for example, if I take it here, localhost colon 9000, sir, then here what's happening is tally prime server is running. So then we can actually do the data insertion through XML.
Yes, got it.
Right, sir. So I'm just telling you the pros and the cons before this thing. So I just need the XML, and from there we will use the Python to do it, and I will be using the remote ID. So what I will be giving sir you here is a sample Excel file where there is a remote ID. So each remote ID means a separate entry, and within that remote ID, if I keep it the same, then it will update it.
Okay.
And based on this remote ID, then I can do all the three actions. I can do create, and I can also do delete. So create once if I use the TDL action of create, then it also updates for some reason.
Okay.
Correct. So right now, sir, based on this particular demo, what I have prepared for you is, sir, I will prepare a sample insert file, which is a sample import file. So you have to make a folder called C:sample insert, and I will give you a build and a distribution. So your client will get something like this. I'm just sorry. Your client will get an executable like this.
Okay.
This executable will run automatically. So I'm giving you a look and feel of how it will look. Right. So right now, if you just double press upon it, then based on your Excel inputs, it will also import data automatically into Tally. So you can also try it at your end.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Correct. So how it is different? So it basically goes like this. Now, with respect to sir TDL, actually we found that to be slightly difficult, because in TDL we had tried to use the master ID concept to find whether that whether that detail is available or not available. But we were having problems with respect to update and duplicate entries with TDL. So my team had it. So we definitely went only with the Python method, the XML method. So this is how all these third-party mobile apps work.
Okay.
Okay. So sir, our process step is going to be that for each one of them, you will need to give me the desired XML output. Say sample sales order voucher, payment voucher, I think a credit note voucher if you need. And we will plug it into Excel. After that, plug it into the Python code and give you the executable, and you can confirm whether all the fields are there. And after that, sir, what we will do is we'll make a web app for you. Where people will then go to the web, and then based on that, then they will go inside. Then they can do data entry directly.
Okay. So our process, what actually required, like through apps, user will create customer name.
Right, sir. So user will create customer name, right?
Name through apps or web apps.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So each ledger, each customer name will be required two additional information, like group and the phone number.
And the
Phone number, mobile number.
phone number. Okay.
And address also can be required.
Okay.
Okay. So here, phone number and address is user-defined text. That is, there is no validation required. So when we are
Okay.
okay, so when we are talking about group, we need to check a list from tally, like what are the groups available in tally that they will select. Like user will get a drop down list.
So this drop down list is going to be extracted from the trial balance, or how is it going to be?
That you can make it static, like groups under sundry debtors.
Okay.
Yeah. User will get the list of groups that exist in tally under sundry debtors only. No other group is required to get in the list. So user will set the name, select the group, set the phone number, set the address. Then they will save it, and this name will be updated in tally.
Okay.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Just 1 second. One other slide. So what it will mean is that once he goes here, okay, my apologies here, just 1 second. I'll just this thing, let me see if I can do it, otherwise I have to use a Jupyter. I wanted to, otherwise it's going to be like this. Okay. So yeah, so once he clicks here, so when I go here, right, so this is sort of a group name which he's going to get, right? Now this company could be multiple, right? Group name is say Zakir, under sundry debtors, right? So this he enters, and this goes into tally. And if I go down to the ledger, right?
Yes.
Okay, so within that ledger you need this one here, right? Now my whole thing is, why do we need the database here? You want to have that this app operating even when tally is not working? Is that what you need?
I think that will be better, because when tally is in RDP, then that will be difficult to stay log in tally.
Okay, fine. So the reason we are going to use the database is going to be is because even when tally is not open, then we can access the data, right?
Okay, that can be simple. Like whenever we are creating any new groups in Tally under Sunday debtors, that we can update your database. From that database, you can expose the list.
I get it. So your solution is going to be something like this here. So I will. So you had asked me about the SQL Server version, right? We extract it into JSON and then put it into SQL Server. So the reason we are going to use the SQL Server is because we want to make the app available all the time, right? 24 hours
Yeah.
onto that machine.
Yeah.
Right. So we are clear on that, right? I get that. Wait a second. So I will show how it will look on the SQL Server. No, but the data once he inserts it will go into the SQL Server database or go directly into Tally. I would prefer it to go directly into Tally.
But since Tally is not open, then user using the data and also cannot posting the data. If you can bypass SQL Server, then that is okay. I have no issue. But these are the one way it can be.
So across multiple companies, you will have the level flattening here. Right, I'll just talk to someone else. Something like this, right? Primary, indirect expenses, direct expenses, and only for the cases where it belongs to current assets, and then direct expenses and sundry debtors, where, right, level underscore 3 is equal to sundry debtors. For whatever level of hierarchy is there, then all of them should be shown, right? Just 1 second.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
So this is sundry debtors. So all these levels should be shown, right? But then we
Yes.
don't really care. But this could be a ledger or a group. Okay, fine. So all the groups. So these are all the ledgers under sundry debtors, but this is a group.
Yes.
So all the groups under sundry debtors or sundry debtor itself has to be shown, right? Which makes sense. Okay.
Sunday debtors can be shown. That also not required, because when salespeople are working, they will be under any subgroup of sundry debtors. They are not allowed to post any customer under direct subgroup. Yeah, sundry debtors. Like that will the user will be work based on region or area basis. So each area will be a group under sundry debtors. Like if we consider country, then Bangladesh is one group under
Yes, sir.
sundry debtors. India will be one group under sundry debtors. So whoever working in Bangladesh, they can create a customer under Bangladesh group only.
So I have to show sundry debtors, or I have to show this delivery or something like that, right?
Yes, yes.
But this is a ledger I don't need to show, right?
Here it's showing ledger, but
But we will not show the
we can,
ledger. Either we'll show the sundry debtors. So if the child is null, then we need not show it, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, fine. But like this, we will not need to show because this could be a parent. Sundry debtors or whatever are the child groups, they have to all come in one drop down list, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Or if it is going difficult, then we can allow sundry debtors only. Then from tally end, user will
No, sir,
change
I'm
the group.
fine. I mean, we need to give a solution which is perfect. So, group will be coming out like this user will get through the apps. Group and phone number is also required. So, phone number I will export, and the group and this thing is there, and address number is going to be there, right? Right.
Yes, yes.
And checklist from tally drop down. That's fine. Okay, sir.
Okay. This is the requirement for customer ledger.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Then we can come to sales order.
Right.
Okay. For sales order, they will select customer ledger
Right.
from drop down list.
But that customer ledger can also be a sundry creditor also, right?
No, that cannot be.
Okay, fine.
Only under sundry debtors.
Okay.
Okay. And then they will select item.
Okay.
And they will provide the quantity.
Okay.
Okay. Now we need to talk about rate. Like there are rate we can get from standard from tally price list, or we can
Okay.
it is better if we can get rate from price list in tally.
Okay. This I'll have to work it out, right?
Okay.
Tally price list. But if he has not maintained it in the price list,
Since it is consumer goods, they will maintain price list, I
okay,
believe.
fine.
If price list, it can be price list or standard rate from tally. Tally have option like we can maintain price list or we can maintain standard rate for sale.
This will come from the masters. Okay.
Okay. And then amount will be auto calculated. There is no issue.
Amount
And
is auto calculated. Yeah.
and there
Order
can
due
be
date?
one order due date. It can be set. Yes, order due date. It can be set.
Okay. Then the
And
reference number?
a reference is not required.
Not required. Okay.
Additionally, it can be required like discount ledger.
Yes. Discount. Right.
Okay. And then we can have an open field for narration. Like if there is any special note, they can set.
Okay.
Okay. This will be the sales order, and credit note will be the same.
Done, sir.
Okay. And rest is payment collection.
Right.
That is the receipt voucher in tally.
Receipt and payment. Right.
Not payment, just receipt.
Okay.
Receipt voucher in tally.
Right.
Okay. Here customer will select user will select customer from drop down.
Right.
And this is the one ledger. Customer is one ledger, and another ledger it can be either bank or cash. It basically will be cash or check, because they will receive cash or check, or bank deposit they can also receive.
Check. Right.
Check deposit. Yes. and one open field for narration, like they can write check number, bank name. These are the things.
Then date.
Yeah, date is mandatory for all voucher,
And
like
amount.
sales order, credit note. Yes, there is the amount.
So if I look at this payment, remote ID, then company name, it could be multiple companies, right?
uh, that I need to maintain. No, that will be single company. If multiple company, then it will be difficult to manage. That will be single company.
Okay, so this party ledger name is sundry debtor, date is
Yes.
here, and this ledger name will be bank or cash in hand or bank.
Yes.
Alright?
Yes. Yes.
So your entry would be something like this here. So I will give you
Yes.
this Excel file along with the executable. You can test it at your end also, right?
Okay.
And I will
Okay.
add, and later on I'll add the narration here. To this narration, I'll have to just check where it comes, right? 26. For 131st. And this is going to be cash in hand, right?
Yes. Cash on.
Right, sir?
Yes, sir.
And this I will add it as na 9.
This you can pick as system date, like when user are creating transaction, then whatever the system date, this can be automated
Okay.
without user input. For receipt, sales order, and credit note, all three.
So if I make it like this, let's say the right table is not. No, it hasn't gone.
Ledger name cash in hand, I'm not sure existing in Tally. Maybe Tally ledger only cash is exist.
Cash. Okay, let's see. And I'll have to be careful. Only cash is there. Voucher is not being created.
Data exception exists. That means there is.
It's come. Something like this, huh?
Yes, yes. Just
This.
this is the voucher type name payment that will be received, and you have a single entry mode. You can change the mode. Change mode. There will be one button, right side button. Yes.
Double
Double
entry.
entry. Yes. Then it's showing by cash to party.
This is adequate for you, right?
Yes, yes.
And if I add the narration, then this thing. So I'll be giving it like this here, sample file, and then you can do it. So the benefit here is of this method is going to be is that if I press it again, then it will not generate a duplicate. So you can update it also from there. So if we have down the line this method, so this. But what happens now if I take this here and 2397? Now let's go here. Check. That's done. Okay, now updation is also taking place and duplicates are not coming. That's fine with you. So this Python can automatically be running every 10 minutes onto the web app and we will not have a
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Right? Would that be fine, sir?
Yes, yes.
Narration, I will narration you can add it. So I'll give you the sample Excel file also, so that you can test it at your end also, right?
Okay, okay.
So across any company. So the method is going to be that the data insertion can be across any company, because he can have multiple companies wherein he might want to enter, right?
If we use multi-company, then user need to select company name.
Yeah, that's what I have
in
put
with
in here. That's why I put this column here. Because I can get multiple companies' data, right?
yes, yes. Okay, you can set one option. Finally, if they are using one company, then we can set the name static.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Okay. If we are getting success, then I think we can generate a few customers here because Tally is not movable. User cannot use Tally in Android phone or iOS phone.
But
So
aren't
self
they using third-party Indian apps like, there are a lot of Biz Analyst, Gridflow, or Life Keeping?
that is costly. If one company having 30 salespeople, then the figure is getting much more, and also that are yearly subscription basis. So there is no company interested to invest that much money.
Okay, fine. So this will be a plug and play module over the database, and it's going to be like this, right? Now,
Yes, yes.
as far as the display of the data is concerned, you had mentioned, sir, that you need to see the stock item details, the closing balance, right?
Yes. That I was forget.
That's what you need, right?
We need, yeah, we need to report. Stock item closing. Basically, they need closing because they will create sales order based on the closing quantity. Like if there is insufficient quantity, then they will uh, skip taking ordering on that item.
Now, the other question which I have is that how would the tally to SQL Server data be updated real time? That's what they want.
Tally to SQL Server. So if you are using SQL Server database, SQL database, then using Tally we can update that, like for stock and for
No, but the
customer ledger.
updation of the SQL Server database, for example, this is like this here, right? So now if I close the tally, So does he want real-time extract? So real-time extract would mean something like
Real time will be better. If that is difficult, then we can create schedule like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. There is one challenge also. If we want real time data, then we need to keep alive tally application and the company. In RDP, can we make tally always open?
tally RDP open. I need to check. So you're saying that you would prefer something like this. So I have the day book here. I enter the voucher here.
Yes.
And then 7 GRs, right?
Yes.
And the moment he presses Alt A,
Yes.
his data should be extracted. But this will take another 2 or 3 seconds. So within the database, this data has gone of the change, right?
Yes.
So I changed it here, right? Debit amount, alter ID. Seven has come, right?
Yes. Yes.
The 7 has been updated real time, and that will be then
Yes.
automatically shown there, and the closing balance should also come real time, right?
Yes. Yes.
As the voucher is being extracted, right? Then the closing balance
Yes.
has
Yes.
to be only updated, or you also need the transactions.
If we want to check customer ledger also, then I think transaction also will be required. Uh, uh, uh,
And then from here, using that database, then we will show it on the web app, right?
yes. 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 That will be real time, and
That will be real time.
no need to stay open in tally.
Correct. So when he enters the data from the web app, then the data has to go inside the SQL server, not into Tally. Now, when the Tally is open, then only from the SQL server the data will go into Tally, right?
Yes. Yes. That can be.
Okay, so Tally need not be open. Okay, so the interface will be between SQL server and Python app, right, sir?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And then when
SQL Server
Tally is
and
open,
yes.
then on button click
Then,
the is open. Then on button click, yes sir,
it can be button click or it can check like it
automatically
if
also on load
yes if
company, on
yes
system start.
on load company system will check, Tally will check is there any new entries in database, SQL
Either way
database.
it will
If
import, because either way it will import even if there's an update. Okay, then I will
uh,
take care. Yeah, because I can also have an update here, right?
yes, yes. So you can set additional field in SQL Server like logical field. These entries inserted into Tally or not. If inserted, then the value will be 1. If not inserted, then it will be 0. Then when Tally is getting open, Tally can easily filter like what are the new entries that were not synced in Tally.
Then I will need to check this, right? I'll just get back to you on this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think you are full-time TDL developer and Python as well.
Sir, yeah, actually we had done it initially using TDL. But actually, we actually understood we sought to understand the XML portion. We sought to understand the Tally integration module. That's it. We are basically into this integration.
Okay, okay. Okay, in case you need to get some like what I say, like you need anyone as an assistant to work in TDL, so you can say me,
Yes.
no problem.
Right. Right. Sir, I'll send you the copy of the specs, and what I would do is I'll send you a copy of the executable. So, do you want me to deploy this executable now? Do you have Tally access? So you can deploy
All
this and actually test it how it works.
okay, okay, okay.
Right?
Okay, okay, sir.
You want me to just do it? I'll add it to the archive and I'll give it to you, and then I'll just then we can download it. You have a Tally machine, then you can actually test this. So basically, for a sample right now, we will use this as an Excel input, and
Okay,
then
okay, sure.
you can do it through a company name. How exactly it can work? Would that be fine?
Yes, thanks.